Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tea and Tarot Tuesday. I'm Cartier with providenceastrology.com. I'm an astrologer, a spiritual life coach, tarot reader, and human design analyst. And this is my weekly message to you. So before I start with laying out the cards, I'm going to pour myself some tea. Now, the tea that I selected for this week was a tea I found at my local market, Belmont Market, and it is called, get this, it is called Glitter by Sanctuary Herbs. Sanctuary Herbs are a local herbal company from Providence, and this glitter herbal tea is lemon verbena, peppermint, ginger, and lemongrass. So I'm not really sure what makes it glitter, but we're going to find out. It's really good. You can really taste the mint and the lemongrass. And I imagine that the ginger gives it just a little bit of bite. So we're going to glitter to our sparkles for today. So while I'm shuffling the tarot cards to see what message they have to give to us, I want to talk a little bit about the astrology. So we have been navigating this Capricorn stellium. It started last week and is moving on all the way through the new moon that's happening on the 18th, on Sunday. We have a new moon on Sunday, the new moon in Capricorn. And then following that, all these planets start to shift into the sign of Aquarius. So we're all going to feel that shift of momentum from Capricorn to Aquarius starting early next week following the new moon. But right now, these energies are really packing a punch. So we have still a lineup between Mars, Venus, and the Sun. Right now, the Sun is right in the middle with Mars at 22 degrees of Capricorn and Venus at 25 degrees of Capricorn. The Sun is right there in the middle at 23 degrees of Capricorn. So there's a lot of go get it done energy. There's a lot of momentum to make things really happen in a real world way. We're all knocking off items on our to-do list. At the same time, these planets are still, in opposition with Jupiter in Cancer in retrograde, which is bringing in this nostalgia for comfort and connection. It may be a time where people, or at least for me, it's been people from my past coming to the forefront of my life for various reunion type situations right in the middle of where I have all of this forward momentum going on in my business. So there's this tandem, this push-pull between the nostalgia, the past, the needing for comfort, the needing to be in our hearts, and that momentum to build. But as we approach this new moons are a still point. And so the moon is in a waning phase now. The energy is starting to slow down and drop off. This week of the waning moon is a great time to reset things, to tidy up, to clarify, to create space in you for new intentions that you will then launch on a new moon. Right after that new moon, a lot of these planets are going to move into the sign of Aquarius, which it's going from Capricorn, an earth sign, very rooted in the material world, and a cardinal sign, meaning momentum, wanting forward movement, to an air sign, which is more about the intellect and ideas, and it's fixed, meaning it's sustaining. It's sustaining. So actually, Aquarius season is one of my favorite times of the year because there's this kind of real slowing down feeling of that sustaining energy, whereas Aquarius is a very mind expanding energy. So it's really a time to kind of slow down, do a new phase of that winter reflection while your mind is kind of wow, how big can my ideas get? And this is really the time of year to be kind of dreaming your future into reality, because as we hit the holiday of Imbolc, which is early February, it's actually February 3rd this year. Imbolc, also known as Candlemas, is that first cross-quarter holiday that marks the midpoint between winter solstice and spring equinox. It means we're moving towards the spring. And in those final weeks of winter, still plenty of winter time left and plenty of bad weather still to come, but it's only about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks or so, is when we really start to build on the planning for spring. Once we cross that threshold, the threshold of the spring equinox into spring, the momentum of life really picks up really fast. And so it's important to savor the winter time, because this is the time that we get to slow down, reflect, think, realign, envision, imagine, plan. All of those things that play a very important role in how our year is going to unfold. And this is a very powerful year. So with that, I will start to lay the cards. I do just want to say one more thing with respect to human design. In the universe of human design, this year, 2026, is the bridge year before 2027, when everything changes, when the energy of the world that we all share changes into a new frequency. And so this is the year to really double down on finding your alignment. And in finding your alignment, this is where the tools like astrology and human design can be exceptional for showing you what alignment looks like for you, because what it looks like for you is completely different from what it looks like for the person standing next to you. And so we're all kind of conditioned to think that we're all kind of alike, and that what's true for you is likely true for me too. You know, that's kind of how peer pressure works. The reality is that we are all magnificently unique. And the more that we can celebrate our uniqueness and live into it in a very integrated way, the more success we're going to have, especially in the future as things start to change. So that's my little plug to come and see me for a human design reading or an astrology reading. Now we will lay the tarot cards and see what is our tarot oracle for this waning moon week leading towards the new moon on Sunday. And that's my little prayer, and I always cut the cards before I lay them out. So, all right, let's see what we got. Okay, works. This makes so much sense. The Three of Discs, the works card. The works card, it just means that things are coming together, things are flowing, things are moving harmoniously. We are trudging along in our world where you're making things happen, and things are flowing. You know, things are flowing in a very concrete, real world way. That's a great energy as a starting point, and it really makes sense with all these planets in Capricorn. Our invitation is the Eight of Swords, the interference card. So this card, this is the second time this card has come up for me today. The interference card, Eight of Swords, is about places where it's about lack of clarity, actually. It's about distraction. It's about our being pulled in a lot of different directions, being distracted by too many opinions in the mix, too many voices in the mix, too many things going on where it's not really clear. You know, it's not really clear. So this as an invitation is to like notice where you're getting pulled out of integrity with yourself by entertaining too many ideas at the same time, or like letting your mind be pulled around to too many different voices, too many different thoughts, or just distractions. Maybe you're looking at too many different social media apps or following too many stories. Pay attention to where your mind is getting distracted from really what you want to be focused on. Just pay attention to that. And our outcome card is the Nine of Wands, the Strength card. I'm very familiar with this card. The Strength card is about success that is hard won. All of us go through a lot of challenging experiences in our life, and from that we grow and we become clearer and more powerful and more aligned and more confident. And that confidence is won by the way that we've navigated challenges and difficulties. So, the energy, what the oracle is saying here is that, things are moving along. We've done a good job of setting momentum in motion, following our intentions, our New Year's intentions. We've set things in motions. We're working hard, but there's just so much input. There's so much distraction. And so we're having to rely on our more intuitive wisdom. The wands are about our energy, our personal energy. So we're having to really rest in our own energy and follow our intuitions of what we've learned from trial and error from the past. So bringing forward your past knowledge, your past lived experience and awareness as more of a metric of where you're going and what's right for you, and paying attention to where you're being knocked off center with distractions. So I hope that this message was helpful for you this week. And I would love it if you would come and see me. You can book one-on-one appointments with me if you're local to Rhode Island at All That Matters Yoga and Wellness in Wakefield. Or you can go to my website, providenceastrology.com, and book a Zoom appointment with me if you're not local. And I really look forward to getting to know more of you in 2026. And don't forget to check out Sanctuary Herbs Glitter Tea, because it is just all sparkly and we love that. Okay, bye for now. See you next Tuesday.